The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Happiness lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little. When you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Men are not prisoners of fate, only prisoners of their own minds. But the only thing we learn from history is that we do not learn. To reach a port, we must sail. Sail, not tie at anchor. Sail, not drift. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the assessment that something else is more important than fear. In politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way. The virtues are lost in self-interest as rivers are lost in the sea. The measure of the restoration lies in the extent to which we apply social values more noble than mere monetary profit. Repetition does not transform a lie into a truth. A nation that destroys its soils destroys itself. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air and giving fresh strength to our people. We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. There are many ways of going forward. True individual freedom cannot exist without economic security and independence. Confidence thrives on honesty, on honor, on the sacredness of obligations, on faithful protection, and on unselfish performance. Democracy cannot succeed unless those who express their choice are prepared to choose wisely. The only sure bulwark of continuing liberty is the government strong enough to protect the interests of the people. The ablest men in all walks of modern life are men of faith. A nation that destroys its soil destroys itself. Remember, we're just an extra in everyone else's play. War is a contagion, whether it be declared or undeclared. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Taxes, after all, are the dues that we pay for the privileges of membership in an organized society. Self-interest is the enemy of all true affection. The liberty of a democracy is not safe if the people tolerate the growth of private power to a point where it becomes stronger than their democratic state itself. Human kindness has never weakened the stamina or softened the fiber of a free people. Freedom of speech is of no use to a man who has nothing to say, and freedom of worship is of no use to a man who has lost his God. There is a mysterious cycle in human events. To some generations, much is given. Of other generations, much is expected. Take a method and try it. If it fails, admit it frankly and try another. The school is the last expenditure upon which America should be willing to economize. It is common sense to take a method and try it. If it fails, admit it frankly and try another. We have faith that future generations will know that here, in the middle of the 20th century, there came a time when men of goodwill found a way to unite. I ask you to judge me by the enemies I have made. The truth is found when men are free to pursue it. Governments can err, presidents do make mistakes, but the immortal Dante tells us that divine justice weighs the sins of the cold-blooded and the sins of the warm-hearted in different scales. The best way to destroy an enemy is to make him a friend. Great power involves great responsibility. Those who have long enjoyed such privileges as we enjoy forget in time that men have died to win them. Happiness is not in the mere possession of money, it lies in the joy of achievement, in the thrill of creative effort. A radical is a man with both feet firmly planted in the air. No business which depends for existence on paying less than living wages to its workers has any right to continue in this country. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself, nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance. Freedom is not something that anybody can be given. Freedom is something people take, and people are as free as they want to be. Remember always that all of us, and you and I especially, are descended from immigrants and revolutionists. Happiness lies in the thrill of creative effort. I see 1/3 of a nation ill-housed, ill-clad, ill-nourished. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Only thing worth our tears is tears of joy. When peace has been broken anywhere, the peace of all countries everywhere is in danger. If civilization is to survive, we must cultivate the science of human relationships. To some generations, much is given. Of other generations, much is expected. Never underestimate a man who overestimates himself. You have nothing to fear but fear itself. Competition has been shown to be useful up to a certain point and no further. We are not attacking the problems of the day, we are playing around. Are all of us tending that way? Peace is the desire of all people, and peace is the destiny of all men. I believe that in every country the people themselves are more peaceably and liberally inclined than their governments. Overwhelming majority of Americans are possessed of two great qualities, a sense of humor and a sense of proportion. The fate of America cannot depend on any one man. The greatness of America is grounded in principles and not on any single personality. More than an end to war, we want an end to the beginning of all wars. To reach the port of heaven, we must sail, sometimes with the wind and sometimes against it. But sail we must, and not drift, nor lie at anchor. Do something. If it works, do more of it. If it doesn't, do something else. The efficiency of the government lies in the hands of the people.